So these are the sales for Uniqlo right now, and you can see how I'm dressed right here in Ginza. I'm just wearing shorts. I've got on some Birkenstocks, very light t-shirt. This is one of those breathable ones I'm going to show you. Very light clothes. People are wearing light fabrics right now in August. You can see most people are wearing pants. Japanese will be wearing slacks, short sleeve shirt. There's something about being in the city and not wearing shorts, but as a non-Japanese, it's okay. I don't abide by those rules. How you doing, everybody? I got a question from a viewer. Check this out right here. This is from AJ Palmer. How you doing? Proud Postcard Club member. Thank you. Here, our family are headed to Japan from Australia for the first time in September, and we're very excited. We would love your thoughts on 3 points. Number 1, weather clothing needed for September. 2, how to pack light, staying in Tokyo, Kyoto, Hiroshima, Tokyo, staying for 15 nights. 3, value of using the luggage forwarding services, and will we travel within Japan we will travel within Japan via Shinkansen. Love your channel and content. Thank you so much. I'm gonna shrink the question here, put it over to the side so I stay on target. But when it comes to clothing and packing, probably, you could pack light. Just keep in mind that you can buy pretty affordable clothes here in Japan. This is the Uniqlo right here in Ginza. They're all over the place. In fact, in every regional city in Japan, you can find a Uniqlo with very affordable prices on the clothing here. And you always don't need to overpack because you can get a pair of socks or jacket or something pretty affordable here. Look, when it comes to September, I like to break it down into trimesters. We have the first 10 days of September, the middle 10 days, and the last 10 days. Let's approach September as in the first 10 days here. It's very much like the end of August. And when I say that, I mean the last 2 or 3 days of August. For some reason, the humidity just cuts and it becomes so much more like you could smell autumn. Like it's coming, but it's still quite hot out. There are days that are gonna be humid, but the weather is breaking towards fall, so you can dress a little bit lighter than if you were dressing for like the middle of July and the middle of August. The first 10 days of September, cooler. You could get away with some light pants, short sleeve shirt, but it's also handy in the next trimester, September 10th to September 20th. You probably don't need a jacket yet, but it's nice to have something light. I'll show you some of the stuff that they have inside of Uniqlo, which is really convenient and cheap to have. And then the last 10 days, September 20th to September 30th, yeah, you might want to have a sweatshirt or a jacket, a light jacket just in case, particularly when it rains or the humidity is cut, so there are winds and breezes if it does rain. And when it does rain like that, then you probably want to have a jacket just in case. I like to have zip-off. Anybody still wear those, like the zip-off shorts from like the I don't know if they're in style anymore, but when you're trekking, you can get these zip-off pants, and I usually have that, so I could turn them into pants. September and October is a great month for that. Now, if we look at October for packing, yeah, you're probably gonna bring a sweatshirt. You could probably bring a light sweater. You might want to bring a light jacket if you want to, a windbreaker. Long pants probably the norm, but I wear shorts until the beginning of November because I'm me and that's the way I roll. But you don't have to follow those rules. Outside in the countryside, it's going to be a little cooler. Keep in mind when I talk about this, I'm talking mostly about Tokyo and Kyoto, like this area around here. If you're going up to Hokkaido or you're going down to Okinawa, Japan's quite a long country with different weather from different places, so you're going to probably have to dress appropriately. Hokkaido in October, it's getting pretty cold up there. You probably need a light down jacket around the end of October. Light, I mean, like they sell these really light ones for like 20 bucks inside of Uniqlo. I'm using them as an example because it's just so ubiquitous. Traveling inside of Uniqlo. Let me take a look at some of the stuff here. So these are like, I don't know how to explain it. So let's look at this lady here. We're gonna see how she's dressed. Ball cap, very stylish. She's got on a t-shirt and layers. She's got a shirt on here. I like that travel pack very much. Very stylish. I think that's for like 15 bucks inside there. And then very light slacks, I like that. Cover the legs, there's mosquitoes and stuff, you're covered. And then some sandals. I'm down with that, I'm hip, that's good. All right, let's look at this one here. Very comfortable, short sleeve shirt. She's got layers on. You definitely want to have a long sleeve shirt. You can roll those sleeves down and stay warm in the evening when the sun goes down, because the humidity has dropped. You do start to feel a little bit cooler. Slacks on there, looks like a light material. I could live with that. I'm not gonna wear that, but you could. This one is more like the beginning of September here. We've got a windbreaker. You've got a light top on there. You see she's got one of those airism things. So it's very breathable material. But that jacket over it, it really does keep you warm. Long pants. You see, the one constant for September is long pants. In Japan, people aren't showing off their legs anymore. In fact, even in the summer, you don't get a lot of people, especially men, showing off their legs. So something for you to consider. But you got that style there. Okay, let's take a look here. We have here the dudes. Now this is more like me. This is how I would dress. You see this? You got a hoodie, t-shirt underneath there, and this bro's, he's sporting, first of all, he needs to get a little bit of sun there. No offense to dude, but yeah, maybe SPF 2000, not your thing. Just let it roll a little bit before you put on the cream, perhaps. And we got here shorts. That's what I would do. That's September. That's a typical John September. All right, here we go. We're getting a little Connecticut here. We got the sweater over the shoulders. What do I mean by Connecticut? I don't know. I had a friend in Stamford, Connecticut, and he would dress like this. So like, what are we going, boating? With the Docksiders and stuff. Dockers. He looked like he came right out of a Dockers commercial. But hey, nothing wrong with that. The sweater is very practical. I would wrap it around my waist or put it in a bag, but the t-shirts there, you got these light long pants. I don't know if this picture shows it, but this video certainly will. So I kind of went inside here and give you a look and see what's on all the summer stuff's on sale. I thought that was really interesting here. They got a lot of goodies inside of Uniqlo right now. You can get that airism is $9.99, which is, what is that, like $7, $6? This isn't a commercial for you. Actually, it's starting to turn into something like that. The t-shirts are really cool here. In this particular branch in Ginza, they have Ginza t-shirts. It's bizarre stuff. Like some of the stores have, if you're looking for those t-shirts with Japanese kanji written on them, things like that, they got that here. I thought that was really interesting. This is a katsukare, day of katsukare at a restaurant here in Ginza. It's kind of interesting. But I noticed like the short pants here, it's on sale, 2,000 yen or about $12. So yeah, you don't have to pack light. The reason I'm showing you this is that the prices are very affordable. You don't have to pack light. The material is, it's warm enough. It'll keep you cool in the summer, and it'll be warm enough for the fall. And this is the material they're making the long pants out of this too. So you can get that as well. And if you look at the entrance here on the right side, they have down jackets already being sold, light jackets. This is for September. The material is good. I think this will keep you dry, and yeah, I think it's something for everybody. You can wrap it around your waist and you stay relatively warm if it's cooled down a little bit, but it's light enough that you can carry it in a bag. So that's why I'm showing you this. Yeah, and there's the dude right there. See, I can push it along here. That's where I took the thumbnail. All right, there's the dude before, and you can see the Connecticut guy. Oh, there's the airism booth here. Now this is the material I was talking to you before. In the summer, this is a must. It's really, really light. It breathes and dries quickly, and you can see the material. This is the one that's airism cotton. This is great in September too. It doesn't take a lot of room in your bag, but for July and August, I like that size. It's what is that, the urban gray. But if you look here, this material that they have is very breathable. Not this one, the next one over to your left. This material to the left here, this is really breathable, but the downside to this is that if you sweat, it sticks to your chest, and you can see my chest hairs popping through, which is probably my problem. I got to shave that down maybe. But you can see the nips through there, and that's not a wonderful thing for some people. I don't know. Brandani's in the house. It be going good. It's going great. Thank you. Sorry about the shaky footage. This is a new camera I got. Just kind of testing it out. Yeah, these are the long pants that I was showing you. Very good material, light. It doesn't take a lot of space in the backpack or the suitcase. And what's great about it is I roll these up, and again, they're quick to dry. You can wash them in a sink. I do a lot of sink washing when I travel, and the material like that, it dries really quickly, so it's perfect for doing laundry. But the thing is, if you're staying in an Appa hotel or business hotels, bring a little bit of laundry detergent with you for the first cycle, and you can find some at the supermarket or something a little bit later on. But it would be good to have some laundry detergent for 1 wash or 2 washes. Again, you don't need to pack that much. Do laundry every now and then, and I think you'll be able to manage with a lighter load here. Let's put this here. Whoa, that's creepy. How'd that happen? All right, there you go. Just had a very large group of tourists come by from South Asia, which was pretty cool. You could smell, had a little spiciness in the air. I don't know, I can say that. It's smelling good. It's smelling good. Yeah, so there you go with that. Let's go back to the question here, because this is one with many parts. I like the complicated ones here. Packing light. Look, I think before you go to that mega-sized suitcase, which is great, if you bring in a large suitcase, see if it's one that you can leave behind. You could leave your big suitcase at your first hotel. Maybe it's a hotel that you return to in 2 weeks as the last night before you fly out. A lot of people have been leaving their super large suitcases behind, and then they'll put their shopping into there, and they have a medium-sized suitcase which they can wheel around. Trust me on this one. If you're getting on the Shinkansen and you're getting onto the buses and the public transportation, the last thing you want is a super large suitcase. It's just a burden unless you got to rent a car. The best thing is to have a backpack, and if people still use backpacks. What happened to backpacks? They were the best, like the backpackers. You don't have to have one of those. I still see them now every now and then, but you see more wheeled suitcases than you see backpackers. But backpacking was great because it was easy to get around. You didn't have to wheel the stuff. But now you have to wheel the stuff, and it's a little bit harder on the Shinkansen and the public transportation and the backpacks. Just keep that in mind. The super large suitcases, or even the large ones, they're kind of trouble on local trains and on the Shinkansen in particular. You have to get an oversized luggage reservation, which is not hard to do. They're free, but without that, you can't bring them onto the Shinkansen. Just keep that in mind. It pays to pack light and do some laundry here. So there's that. And I think if you're staying for 15 days, do your laundry. Like, you don't have to do laundry as much in September as you would in like now. So you maybe do a couple of loads here, and it only takes about, I think the wash is about 30 minutes and the dry is about 45 minutes. It's not a big deal. You can find laundromats just about everywhere. You go to Google Maps, you search, you'll find a laundromat. It's not too hard to do. Usually the laundry services at the hotel are a little bit much, but it's kind of an experience just to do the laundry anyways, to do it here in a foreign country. Or you can just pack light and buy your stuff here. And I've heard of people who will just throw away their socks and underwears because it's like $1 or $2. Not exactly the best thing for the environment, but when you're traveling, you're just trying, it's about survival for sometimes. Value of using luggage forwarding services, highly recommend it. Highly recommend this service. Now, we just call it Takubin. You can send anything through Takubin. There's Kuroneko, there's a couple of other services, Sagawa. But if you go to the hotel, they'll give you a form. You can write the next hotel's address on there. If you send it before 4 p.m. the day before, it should arrive at your destination the next day. So when you check in the evening, your bag should be there. So there's a lot of value to sending it before 4 p.m., mind you. You want to get your suitcase in before they start to ship it at night, because it'll travel in the middle of the night by truck or by train and get to your destination. It's very useful. If you're going large distances, it might take about 36 to 48 hours. But if you're traveling Okinawa to Hokkaido, that's a different story, okay? You might have to take a boat to get there. But yeah, Okinawa, probably they do things by boat. So it takes an extra, 12 to 15 hours, let's just say, a day. But in most cases, to get from Osaka or Kyoto to Tokyo, it is super fast. You send it at before 4 p.m., just take what you need, your toothbrush or something, get in the morning, go to Kyoto, spend the day. By the time you check into your hotel at 3 p.m., the suitcase should be there or on its way. There's a number on the form. When you give it to the hotel, they'll give you the slip with the number on the form. You should be able to use that to track exactly where your suitcase is and guesstimate when it's coming. Worst case scenario, it comes there the next morning, but I've never had it where Takubin took more than 24 hours, more than 36 hours. Like if you're going from Shikoku to Tokyo, I think it takes 36 hours. But if you're just going from like Hiroshima, which is on the same line, it should take 24 hours or less, because it through the night, it gets on a shipping thing. It goes from Tokyo to Osaka, changes to another truck, gets to Hiroshima by morning, goes to another truck, and then they deliver it. There it is. It's like works so well. And it really takes a lot of stress off of you not have to travel with that suitcase. You can also send suitcases from the convenience stores, but you can keep the address in English. This is an interesting point. You can write the address in English, but I would highly recommend having the hotel write it in Japanese if you have it. Just print it out. You could say, this is the hotel that I'm staying at, and they'll write it in Japanese. It's just an extra layer of security that it's gonna arrive. Because sometimes, like if the delivery driver is like not sure what the address is, then they have to make a phone call, and anytime you have to add extra steps, it could delay your luggage from getting there within that 24-hour period. Awesome service. You can use this from the airport too. You arrive at the airport. My American Express allows me to send 2 packages from the airport to my house. So I don't have to, if I'm gonna go on the train and I don't mind getting my stuff the next day, I could take my toothbrush and one day's stuff, send it by the package service, and it'll be there by the next morning. Or sometimes if I arrive in the morning, it'll be there in the evening. It just depends on the service. But we've used that service a couple of times, in particular if we're not going straight home, or we can't check in until 3 p.m. and we don't want to keep our luggage. You arrive in the morning at Narita or Haneda, go to the luggage service, send it there. Sometimes they'll say it'll arrive by 4 p.m. You're not checking in until 2 or 3 anyway. So in that sense, the service makes a lot of sense. Pretty cool, huh? Any follow-up questions on this? And you know what? I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for being a member of the Postcard Club too. This is this month's postcard. Let me see if I can get this out for you. I'm working on this video right now. This is the square watermelons of Zensuji. And that's quite an impressive spread there. That's like thousands of dollars of watermelons, okay? But this is this month's postcard, and even the Only in Japan logo is square, so it's hip to be square. So if you want to join Patreon, support the channel, I really do appreciate it, guys. That's a lot of love there for that. I hope that answers your question. I got another one here to follow up on. I love this here, this Q&A. This comes from Double DB 168. Maybe that's the best way to say it. My question is related to the price increase of the JR Pass that occurred last October 2023. Since they've been valid for 9 months, have you noticed a decrease in patronage by foreign tourists? No. No. 2 things on this. One, in the whole scheme of things, with 160 to 150 yen to the dollar, the price increase is negligible, all right? Compared to 2019, if you're paying in dollars, you're not gonna feel it, and I can't get that pass anyways, so it's only a foreign thing. So you're not really gonna feel it that much, but they needed to raise the price anyways. I have not seen people not buy that. If you need to buy that pass, it pays off itself if you're traveling a lot. What this did was it made you, the price increase, get regional passes, which you can actually buy here in Japan. So you can go to Tokyo Station, Yaisu side, to the JR Rail Cafe, and the ladies there, they speak English. You can buy regional passes from them directly. You tell them the day that you're going to be depart, and they date the pass on the day that you're going to be depart, and give you the reservations. You don't have to decide all the reservations, but they'll give you the reservations for the train out of Tokyo, which is very helpful. Usually free if you get the pass. The JR East Pass, which will take you up to Tohoku, the Hokuriku Arch Pass. You're gonna want to see your passport for that one as proof that you're a tourist. You can even get I think you can get the West Japan Rail Passes as well from Tokyo. I'm not sure on that though. or you fly into Fukuoka and you can get the passes there. There's the low-cost carriers. The flights down to Fukuoka are really cheap if you're going to be using only the Kyushu rail pass. Fly into Kyushu and then use the rail pass down there and fly out, because it's like $50 to fly there from Narita on Jetstar. All right, it's really cheap. To get to Kagoshima, it's like $50. It doesn't make a lot of sense to ride 8 hours on a train or 75 minutes on a plane. Think about it. Economy of time. So you can get those. I have not seen a decrease in people using the trains. People still want to ride the Shinkansens, and I think that trip pays off for itself if you use it a lot. If you're going between Kyoto and Osaka and Tokyo, people used to use the rail pass and commute back and forth. That's not good for anybody, all right? Japan doesn't want you to do that. They want you to go off of the beaten path. This Tokaido Shinkansen is really crowded anyways, so I'm kind of glad that they raised the price. And yeah, I think it was too cheap, and I thought that it was unfair that tourists got such a leg up on people like me and residents. Just pick a side. You can get discounted places. There's it's called the Ticket King. There's a couple of other places where you can get about 1,000 yen off of your Shinkansen ticket going to Osaka, and I think it's like 1,300 yen, which is about $10. So it's $20 round trip per person if you buy your ticket from the ticket resellers across the street from Tokyo Station. Boom. So you're saving money right there. You can get there's a discount of about 800 yen to Nagoya and about 1,000 yen to Kyoto, but it's 1,300 yen to Osaka. The further you go, the bigger the discount. So yeah, there you go. If you have specific questions on train travel, hit me up on Patreon. Join the Patreon. You can direct message me 24/7 over there. We have a Discord server. It won't be me answering on the Discord server most likely, but we've got 17,000 people there that are helping each other, which is great. A lot of people that are traveling in Japan right now are giving advice to those that are planning the trip for September, October. Discord.gg/onlyinjapan, free app, free download. I think we have about 12 moderators, so we try to keep the content there as clean and as family friendly and as useful as possible, unlike Mr. Beast. I feel really bad for him, and yet I don't understand. I don't know if you guys have been seeing the drama going on here, but everything that goes up comes down, and everything that comes down eventually goes back up. And ambition sometimes has a price. So I'm watching the videos on this, and a lot of YouTubers are right now, and we're seeing this is a really hard takedown of someone who's been working pretty hard. And at the same time, if the allegations are true, he better address them. And I don't know, man. Discord. Yeah, you have to have moderators. This is why you need to have really good moderators. It's a record of everything as well, and we try to keep everything useful and friendly for you guys. He's done so much good, but if it's true, it's not good. Right, Yamato Games? That's the dilemma. All right, let me put it to you like this, and this is maybe the age divide between where I am and where he is. I think it's interesting. I would never go and help someone who is homeless and give them $10,000 and record it. On the one hand, it's good to see people doing good, and it spreads the good, and that creator can get money to help more people. But number two, there's this other impact that happens when you do something like this. I don't know if it's really coming from somebody's heart, and I'm somebody who gives to charity. I don't promote it. I read during the pandemic some Japanese celebrity who had an article who's on Kyoto News, or no, it was on Kyoto News or Sora 24, I don't remember, Sora News 24. He said that Japanese don't give to charities very much like Americans do, and if you do give to charities in Japan, you should promote it more and let people know that you're doing it, so Japanese will follow suit and give more to charities as well. So I don't know if that's something that Kanai and I want to do, but I got a lot of friends that are I know a lot of people and friends that are Mormons, and they give typically 10% of their income to charity, and I always thought that was a really great thing to do, and I don't know if I give that much, but we do give, and I think that that's a really good thing to do to help out. And when you see YouTubers that are doing it and then recording it, I'm like, can't you do that without putting the camera away? Ever? I don't know. Like, I said something, 10% to the church, which is a corporation, not a charity. Gab, I don't know about that. Thanks for the comment. I just know that and you can make this up, giving something to charity, giving back is a way, it's like a karma, maybe. If you give and help people, people will help you. And one day I'm going to be in need. This is a reason maybe to give to charities, or give to the cure for cancer, or to give to people that are suffering, because one day, and when we least expect it, because I've been knocked down so many times in my life, man, you're gonna need to be picked back up and get back to the top so you can help people again, and somebody will come and help you. And I remember when I was going through some tough times when this channel ended, it was a community that propped me back up and kept me going, and I'm still here. So you have to give back. It's karma. It's like this instant karma thing, right? WRX Turbo's in the house, paying it forward, brother, and yeah, we'll be paying it. Like, I have a Patreon supporter named Laura from Ecuador, and I don't know, the packages weren't getting to Ecuador, and we decided to give some of that money through food to a food bank and to donate to charity through it. And it's something that I don't promote that much, but it's something that, you know, it's hard to talk about. When I started this, I started a Patreon, it was hard to talk about, and the viewers, like, I don't know, asking for support through Patreon, it doesn't feel right. You can see it's hard to look into the camera because it's not a natural thing for a lot of people. But the same thing when you talk about giving to people, giving to charities, that's why I can't understand how you would film it and be comfortable with it. And that's what the philanthropy of Mr. Beast is. And I suppose, Laura, thank you. I'm glad that you're here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you as someone working in Japan real soon, Laura. Shout out to Kobe in Shikoku as well. So that's, you know, always paying it forward, always trying to help other people, always trying to help people in your community. I think it's a really good thing. And one day when you're accused of something and everybody talks about you, they're going to remember that you are somebody who tried to do good in your community, and it just doesn't add up. I don't do it for that reason, but I've seen enough of those serial killer news reports where none of them have ever been a giving people. So, yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer went to Ohio State. It was like for one quarter, and I think he flunked out. Just saying. When I went to Ohio State, they said that it was the room that we were staying in at orientation, and that was really creepy. That was 1992. So, I don't know. Do you drink coffee in the morning? I do, John, and I want to say thank you to some of the Patreon supporters that sent me coffee. I appreciate it. This is a result of you. Diana, this is your coffee from Singapore right here. Okay, we've got LSG, 49 months, brother. Hello from Canada, traveling solo to some friends. Hello from Canada. Well, thank you, Ellis, and I'm looking forward to seeing David. He's coming here in October, I believe. So, yeah, it's always cool when we see the community here. The good stuff that I get from you guys and the good energy I get from you guys, I pass it forward. And I don't promote that, but I hope that you get a vibe of that through the live streams. And you know, in the spirit of what that celebrity said, I do give to charity, and I think more Japanese should probably do that too. MPO Florence is one we gave to during the pandemic. They help families that are struggling, in particular single parents, when they're having hard times, maybe after a separation or after something. That's one of the groups that you can go to for help. And this is something that's not talked about a lot in Japan. That's why charities are so important. In Japan, people don't talk about them until you don't know what they are. MPO Florence is a really good one. The food banks, my friend Mike Connolly and I have been advocates of Second Harvest. I think they're all over the world, I don't know. But they had an office in Asakusabashi, and we send food through there, and I've given financial contributions in particular after the Great Tohoku earthquake and after the Noto earthquake in the beginning of the year. They were one of the first people to start to send food over there. Not a lot of things. People don't talk about that in Japan because it's such a rich country, and you just assume that there's a lot of charities, but there aren't as many charities here as there are in the United States, and it's mostly corporations and not local people who back them. I don't really know the numbers, but I don't have a lot of Japanese friends that give to charities, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. It's something that I think maybe a question I get every now and then. I had a viewer named Richard from Idaho, one of the kindest, gentlest. He's another gentle giant, super nice guy, very charitable. Somebody who's always encouraging me to do more stuff for charity as well. And shout out to Richard. I don't know if you're watching anymore. He couldn't connect through Patreon anymore, so yeah, I think that's something that's really good for everybody to think about. And as the economy starts to turn and things get harder, and as prices go up, I know more families are hurting here too. So I have to look out for my people in Japan, my community around me, and I think people should look out for people in their community. And I'm not a religious person, but that's one thing I always thought was really great about the church. It's you feel community there, and there aren't as many churchgoers as there were when I was a kid, but yeah, that's a good place also to start. It's controversial for some people, but I think the church does a lot of good. So, and you need hope sometimes, and that's always a good thing. Remember, I was having a hard time in 2018. An event happened, and I turned to a friend who's a priest at one of the local churches. I was able to talk to him. He went to the University of Michigan, so he's a sworn enemy. But at times like this, that's when you can kind of lean on each other. Those are some tough times, man. I've been through some tough times, and you have to lean on everybody. That's why life is, we're humans, and that's where we get our strength from each other in those sorts of times. So I appreciate the questions, everybody, and I hope that this answering questions series is really useful to you. I got a couple of more, but if you'd like to, leave the questions down below, and if you want to leave a voice message, we're getting a couple that are coming in here. Here's the number to do that. It's a Texas number, and you can leave me a message right here, and I'll be able to play your voice. You can also leave video messages on the Discord server. I believe you can upload them. We're a Discord partner, so I believe you can get peso, can we? 100 megabyte. Try to keep them horizontally and not vertically, because nobody likes the horizontal videos. Always do vertical, because it looks good on a TV. So send that in, and I'll be able to play them in there. It's always nice to say hi to the community. It's good stuff. I gotta get home. I gotta do some editing here. A lot of stuff going on here. I'm working on the Square Watermelon video as the next release. This video is really doing better than I thought. Go check this out. This happened yesterday, this event, and I think a couple of viewers went there and gonna be sending me pictures, which is so cool. But I waited a year on this video just before it happened, and the numbers are okay for this, so I was quite pleased. It's a very interesting video, a good look inside of Todaiji. Not always interesting to make a video on this kind of stuff unless they're doing something interesting like cleaning it, which makes it even more interesting tourist attraction. All right, I hope this is useful. If you have questions about dressing in September and October, leave them in the comments below. Any question, if it's interesting to the community, I will cut it out and I will answer it here on a live stream and take you to somewhere in Japan, as I am right now in Ginza, which is outside of the Uniqlo. It's a lot of trees in Tokyo. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Thanks everybody for the support. I'll see you in another live stream tomorrow as I take you to another corner of this amazing country. Shout out to Worm. Looking good, Johnny. That Buddha cleaning video is amazing. Thank you, Worm. Just scrolling through to see some of the, see if I missed any questions here. Sometimes I do. I really do appreciate it. Brandania wrote here, I can definitely confirm that Traveling Light is doing laundry is so easy. Brandania found some really great Airbnb out there too. So Airbnb usually have some laundry, so always a good thing. All right, guys, mata ne.